Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Get that out of there. Ooh, okay. We're trying to make sure we're aligned, right? Because again, we're doing this live two ways. Two ways from Sunday. It is Friday. Maybe that works. I don't know. It's your boy Matty-Rants. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe to become part of this Rant Pack family. And happy holidays to you. Yesterday was Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kissy. I did do a live stream for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If you want to check that out, Dooley joined me for the Christmas live, and we did have a key cack of a conversation. So check that out. But today, today we're about to have a good giggle, a good gack, gook, mama, ooh the boo, circus. I had the time, and I actually am going to go ahead and say this is my favorite season of Canada's Drag Race. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Yep, favorite season. Favorite season. And I enjoy a lot of the previous seasons, mind you, and a lot of the queens that were on said seasons. Something about this one is really scratching the right itch for me. And it is cast, it is storytelling, and I'm there. Yes, the judges panel too. I love it. This is a great season. So I'm really gonna miss this one when it's off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna miss this one. Ooh wee. There is drama. The untucks are not boring. Do you understand me? Even if we're on the wrong side of the equation, even if we don't agree with the girl or whoever it may be, we're not bored. And that's why I'm really enjoying this season. And the lip syncs for the Slayoff, I would have never put on my bingo card that Kelly Rowland's work was going to be on the roster. Do you understand me? As the millennial, as somebody who was in the club before a lot of yous, okay, when we used to cut up right before Bartini's burned down and it turned into another place that was gentrified for the girls in Houston, you know where I'm talking about. Baby, when that work came on, I said, what? Am I at the club? Wait a minute. What? I said, I'm back outside again. I'm in my 20s. What is going on? On top of other things that took place, there was one individual I said for myself that I was like, well, they're going home. First lip sync, last lip sync, they're going home. It's who is the other one for me. That's where I was at today. So let's get into it. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, become part of this Rant Pack family, and get in the comment section afterwards and leave your take, if you will, your choices, where you were at with this episode as far as the lip sync supremes, who is the lip sync assassin for you, and did the right two people go home? I'm going to go ahead and just get this disclaimer up because I have some things to say today. I like all these people. Some I'm just like, it's not hitting as hard. A subtweet you will always post, but let's see if you could tag a bitch. This program's for entertainment purposes only, and content's not intended to malign any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. And all opinions expressed by myself are just my sole personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. Do not send hate to any of the individuals, shows, production that we mentioned on this program. Please do not be rude. Grab your libations and strap in. I'm a little bit of a talker. You might be here for a while. Not too long, and you're going to find out why. Don't post any spoilers in the chat, and if you feel uncomfortable after viewing this program, consume some Activia at the good old dragqueenmerch.com store. Link is in the link tree, and have yourself a good old poot. If you did want to find me in any of my social media spaces and places, there is a link tree link in my about section. Go ahead and click that sucker. It'll take you where you need to go, and you can follow me on my other spaces and places. I also do reactions on Patreon, and I have this episode posted, okay? Please post. And I gotta say, where's my phone? I just realized I told you it was a crazy setup trying to get this together. Where is my phone? Uh-oh. ADHD. It just slapped. Shots in Megami. Come here. Come back. Where am I going? Jesus. Baby. Away in a manger. Okay. Patreon, low as $1 a month. I did this reaction on there, Get You Some, where I'm also covering Fallout Season 2 and soon to be Season 18. And of course, I covered It Welcome to Derry as well as other Patreon exclusives. Get you some Patreon, son. Also, bookable on Cameo, dragqueenmerch.com for the merch, affiliate partner with Paramount Plus still. Get that free week on me, and yes, all of that and then some. If you do want to throw any love in my jar for your boy hosting with the most in today, maybe you missed the Christmas live and want to show me a little bit of Christmas love, you don't have to, but if you want to, please and thank you. It's paypal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App $, Matt924, and Venmo Matty-Rants. Everyone strap on in. We are going to break down these lip syncs today, as well as strategy and choices. And I am very much excited for that. So if you're in the live chat right now, make some noise. Thank you so much for being here. And shout out to Emroika, my moderator, all the way in Bonjour, Hans, bienvenue. Welcome, Emroika. Let me find my phone real quick, because that's not going to work. I can't do this live without the phone, y'all. I got notes on there too. So give me just a second here. Everybody get settled in. We're about to get into this episode and I'm excited. Hold on. Where is my phone? No, where is it though? Okay, not in the kitchen. All right, y'all, hold on. We gotta go to the bedroom. Okay, no idea where the phone is at. I mean, it can't be in the car, is it? That'd be wild. No. Oh, found it. Wow. Wow. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I found it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got to talk about just being one of those people that puts your most important items down in the worst places. That's me. I am that guy. I don't want to find my stuff. I'm starting to learn that about myself. Like, if I put something down, it may just be lost for quite some time. Baby, this thing was under, the phone was under stuff. Tissue paper, for that matter. I don't know why, but it was there. Like, why would you be there, of all places? Let me put this phone on Do Not Disturb. Thanks again for tuning in. We need to go ahead and get into this. And of course, I've got a shot play-by-play of how this all went down for the Slayoffs. As a reminder, with the rules that are in place, someone will be named the lip sync assassin and winner of this week and get their cash tip, but also the Golden Beaver is in play. And those who end up in the bottom bracket, which is the losers bracket, which will be 4 of them, 1 will be saved and the other 3 will have to lip sync, and then 2 will be eliminated, which I said, oh, you got to do that? You're eliminating 2 people, and this is the lip sync Slayoff. So that's kind of why I had a little giggle, because it was like Brooklyn said, if you not there for the buckery, you might have to go home. Not on a sewing challenge for the deuce, not on a girl group for the deuce. Okay, acting, no, not that. No. Rusical. Can you run? Can you talk? Can you move? Can you shake? Can you emote? A moot. Yes, very Canadian. A moot in this situation. That's what it was. I said, oh, I like this. This is nasty work. But also, do alliances fall into position here? Is it in play? It kind of does, but it's very funny how one set was like, this is what we about to do. We are going to make sure we good. And then all of them, except for Uno, who didn't even have a choice in the matter, ended up in the bottom. And I thought to myself, well, here it is. But yes, let's get into it. And again, if you want to drop any love in my drawer, please and thank you. It's paypal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App $, Matt924, and Venmo Matty-Rants. Merry Christmas in case I missed you yesterday, and happy holidays to you if you do not celebrate. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's go. I'm ready to talk about this because I will be attending in I'll be at an event tonight. Shout out to South Beach, Houston, and shout out to Mistress Isabel Brooks. They got a show going on tonight, and I know, especially after Christmas, it's going to be litty. It normally is, but it's going to be Mistress Isabel Brooks, Georges, and Maya Iman LePage. I said, "Oh, well, yes." Me and my friends are rolling through. Like I said, I'm gonna come in deep with my crew because we lit once again. They know I cover Drag Race, and they, of course, support your boy on the channel, but they also have fallen in love with the show. So it's like we there. Shout out to Maya. She clocked in. Come. I said, oh yes, baby. And I made sure to go ahead and get cash out at the grocery store today so we can get them tips out because y'all bitches deserve it. And I'm excited. So shout out to those three who I live and breathe for. And yeah, if you're gonna be out and about tonight, have fun and be merry. It's supposed to be a key. And if I see you, what's up? Okay, let's start the show. Share screen. Let's get this going, baby. You know, I love Van, and I still stand with Van. I'm gonna be real. Now, when we got to Untucked, I squinted at my sister, like, now, Miss Thing, aren't you the one that just, and now that it's you, I get it. Also, the plan was she's not supposed to ride up there with you, right? Okay, bet. But at the same time, we got to make decisions so we can guarantee spots. And I didn't blame her for that. But the way that all went down was kind of funny to me. I said, oh, okay. See. I could understand the frustration, but I said, it's kind of crazy. The thing you wanted everyone to do. Oh, you see, look at that, Madeline. I was already ahead of you. I was trying to make sure I got the right view up so we could have the chat up at the same time. I was right there with you, sister. Before you even knew, I was there with you. Okay, but yeah, it's just I was entertained by the bickering, the back and forth. I was a little bit upset no one clocked her harder. And man, I'm still with you, baby. But someone should have clocked you. And they kind of let you have it a little bit like, oh no, we're gonna just let her. I was like, what? No one here, Maya in the confessional, but wait a minute. I said, but tell her now. Get her now. Let her know. Because I low-key want to see her give you a little back, and I want to see you go back and forth with her too. Because Saltina kind. That the way she was like, but then I said, no, sister, you gotta get her because she's getting you right now just a little bit. She's letting you have it. You trying to be like, no, I don't want to. No, let her. Because that listen, Van ain't no one to push. That's what I'm saying. Mama is an immovable wall when it comes to like an opinion. So if that girl steps to you, you can't just be like, but Van, no. You got to match the energy. You got to be like, no, hold on, baby. You just said, and you all going to gack at each other, and then you'll get over it later. But like, if it's giving no, sister, what? Okay, we'll talk about it. I understood Van's point, but I was also like, you were the one talking about getting out the top girls, and you're the top girl. So technically, if Ebony did that to you, it wouldn't be the what? You know what I'm saying? And also, I think you would have ate and then sent some of them other people home. But I get it. I was like, well, all right. Let's do it. Let's do it. I said, Van called Sammy boring for picking her friend and asked her friend to pick her. I can't wait for the TikTok edit of this. I just thought it was. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Some people did not follow through on alliances and sort of like, let's make sure we get to the top. And that also applies to another group of people too. Like, not just to even put Ebony and Van in that conversation, like on the other side of the weirdo room, as they want to call themselves. That happened too. That happened too. But no, Dulce is no longer in the competition and left a mirror message of begging proportions. I don't know if Baba was just ready to punch it and she forgot to do a spell check real quick, if she's used to type it or whatever. But I'm gonna see you later. Off to new and beggings. I said, all right, tip the doll. But no, it was a little bit of a giggle. At the same time, Sammy is happy with their win and, of course, giving an explanation on why they made the decision to keep Saltina Shaker. Now, this, damn, they got you. The editing team got you. This was the week where we should get the girl with the highest out. That was your chance to make her sweat, followed by Van in the bottom later. I said, oh, she got the edit got her. Production got her. Damn. Because it's like you've been championing for people to make big moves. Then you're in a position for a big move to be made. It's like, but are you gonna understand someone put you there? Like, you still should fight for your position, though. Let's be clear. Because if I was Van, let me say this again, because y'all need to hear me. As much as I was like, nah, Miss Thing, I'm also going to go, well, you are going to fight to stay in that you want the beaver. You're not going to be like, well, I've been saying this the whole time, so I guess it's my turn, you guys. No, because that would be you volunteering for the fuckery versus someone just gagging you and then making you participate in said fuckery. So that's the difference in the matter where I'm like, well, there's a do and a don't for this one. There really is. But you also have to remind yourself the girl was talking about it. So if it happens, it happens. Again, shout out to the editing team. Y'all were on a roll this week. The video game noises, we just cleared a level in Mario, like dun, 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 the full bit. Okay, I want to win. I said Saltina is running this. This is funny. It was a great edit. I loved how this episode went down. PM is confident now that they've been in the top, and of course, it could only go up from there. I will say PM is high and low sometimes for me, and I want to get inside that brain, and then I'm also nervous to go in there since, you know, they ingest many of liquids. That's just their prerogative. But I noticed this about them. It's super chipper. Maybe we're missing edits and maybe we're missing things, you know, and sort of how it's just coming out with the cut. But then, like, when Mama don't do well, ooh, the depths of hell are rising again. I'm like, oh my goodness. When she didn't win the lip sync, just like the last time, it was the full disappointment. I said, baby sitting back there like, oh my God. I'm like, it's a competition, sweetheart, but we're going to get to that last lip sync because as much as I couldn't care for the look, that's her business. That's her geesh. None of my business, right? I was very impressed because Mama said, oh, you didn't like all the extra I was doing? We going to send her. I said, ooh, and it worked. And it was good too. Visually speaking, I was like, no, but the motion was with the ocean and I was ready for that ride. I was on the boat. The following day, of course, going, who do we want to face and who do we not want to face and what do we like in lip syncs and what don't we like in lip syncs this and the other. Van bringing up the point that a lot of girls be ending it on a split and still going home. Is the splits, of course, the wrong stunt to throw into the party? I'm just a person who doesn't want you throwing the entire kitchen sink at me in the first 15 fucking seconds, because now I can't get into the rest of the show because I know you're going to be one, tired because you did all that extra and it was for nothing but basically the beginning of a song. You didn't even get to the bridge yet, not even the chorus, baby. And then you on over here, whenever they do that, okay, they have to do those moves again. So now it's not as thrilling as before because it's like the same little one, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, all right, well, I guess we lost the sauce. Like, there's levels to that shit. And I need you to tell me a story. Whether a stunt is in there or not, give me the girl. You're either giving me the artist who is supposed to be through your interpretation, or you've gone into the storytelling route of what the song actually means. That's how I be looking at drag when it comes to like performance-wise. And also the staples of the girls. Because some girls have an act that they've put together and they've refined and perfected. And so when they put it to a song, it always makes sense. It always moves just right. And you're going to throw dollars regardless. Some people got that and some people do not. But let's just get to it. This conversation was cute and everyone's having a little key-cack. And of course, there's a little bit of, you know, rivalry. But let me tell you something. Miss Ebony LaBelle said, I'm about to get this. What's mine is mine. And what is meant to be for me will be for me. And I know I'm going to clear. And that's literally what happened. Oh, how impressed I was at Ebony. I just was so happy they gave two melanated people Kelly Rowland to lip sync to. I was so happy. Okay, because I enjoy other girls too with what they was given, but that song, That needed all of the black girl magic. It needed all of it. I was like, we could not have put them two right there. I don't know if production did that on purpose. I appreciate it for it being on purpose. If that was on purpose, because whoa, I was like, oh my god. Because if it had been some other folks, it wouldn't have hit as hard, and they would have done a decent job, but it wouldn't have hit as hard. Wouldn't have hit as hard. RuPaul wanted to step in there and remind these hoes, bitch, I'm producing this shit. Followed by a conversation of what are we gonna do in this moment, especially because two people are being eliminated. Well, one of us is in the top, then we can make sure at least another one of us is safe. And we need to get our numbers up in these alliances because these other girls are clearly working together, which is really just Ebony and Van doing their own thing. But PM and Velma go to Maya and talk about doing this alliance moment here, especially with what is at stake today. And Maya's kind of down for it, which that only works if they're in the top in any position. So hopefully they will be. And that's where it kind of goes. But also you kind of see Ebony and Van, who are very close. Also, low-key, this is the competitive side of it all. Ebony said, baby, listen, love you, sister, but I may have to put you down. As long as we're not in the bottom because they've never been in the bottom together. And Van, it did feel a little bit like you're confident, but there's a little shakiness because it's like, is she going to do me over? Is this going to be my karma low-key for what happened with Star? I mean, also at the same time, it's how do you make the decision on what song to pick? And is she going to come for you on your song? Is it because she wants to take you down? What is this about? It'll get interesting very later. And I was kind of here for how that song choices would. I'm kind of here for it. I guess they were trying to intimidate people. I don't know. They were doing this. They were warming up, baby. They said, let's get our stretches on. And I don't know if Van took that as some intimidation, but if you're going to look at the rest of the girls in the room while you're doing something like this, either for attention or to tell them like, bitch, I'm about to get ready and twirl and dirl. All right, I'll receive it. Pop off, mama. I'd have been like, oh, okay, they're stretching. Cute. All right. That's what made me. Okay. All right. As a, I'm a former dancer and all that kind of stuff. That stuff wouldn't rock me, girl. It'd be like, oh, okay, well, good. I don't want them pulling a muscle either because I'm about to tear it up. Don't know about you, but I'm about to twirl, bitch. Like, that's where I would have been at. Like, all right, good. That means we're about to get a good show. You better come out there, Lindbergh. Tracy Melchior and Serene Fox look gorgeous. I was here for it all. And Brooklyn Heights is reprising a look from the promo of her season, which I thought was a kind of a gag, but I also wish she had the same boot. I think Brooklyn looks good, but I wish she had that boot. I do not like this little pump with this. I'm sorry. And nobody either, and nothing wrong with that. But for somebody at the judges panel who's possibly getting a little body on somebody, I just was like, I need a boot and I need a pad. I need a boot, I need a pad. That's all. I need a little boot and pad. A little boot and pad. I don't see it. A pad and boot. Boot and pad. I was here for the throwback. True. But I was like, I don't like that little pump with it. I need that little nasty little knee high. And I would love if there was a little bump on that hip. But other than that, I think Brooklyn was fucking gorgeous. And I do love this. And I'm getting my nostalgia feels from that season, minus the first episode. Tracy do look good. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. The light skin. Come on. Tracy and Brooke, they need to keep that. No shade. Serene coming in every now and then. Yep. Carson, if he wants to step through, even Miss Ross. Well, let's keep Carson. Carson actually did good. His resume was clear for this season. I want to see a little bit more Hollywood Jade, high key. And if they want to bring in somebody who was a winner, say Isis again for like design challenges, yes. Yes. So far, we're in 6 episodes right now, y'all, just so we can pull this in. I like this format and style, and something about Brooklyn and Tracy's interactions do not feel weird, do not feel false. It doesn't feel like some random West Hollywood gays conversation. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And also, Tracy's resume stands. Do you understand me? This lady was able to go, bitch, I was in the Kelly Rowland music video. So, as somebody who was like on top of her hosting abilities and everything else like that, I have really seen her this season. And it's crazy that all the time she's been here, I wasn't really clocking it that much. I was like, I like Tracy a little bit. This was the season that locked me in with this lady. Yeah, Brad is not missed. No shade, a little bit. Not missed. Not missed at all. Not really. Maybe another show. Maybe something on like the Home Shopping Network or TLC or something where he's like trying to make somebody feel better about themselves through clothes and gay interventions, but like not this no more. And to me, just for me. I know Brad's good for some, but not for your boy. I'd rather have a little Cressley. Just a little bit of Cressley. But Serene, I keep Serene. Serene's good energy. She also is important and represents, you know, an indigenous background, especially within the community, which is Canada, of course, with Canada's Drag Race and the representation that it's been showing on the show, as well as educating people. There's a light that comes from her spirit, where if she does give some sort of commentary that's negative, it does come off like, I don't want to go there and do all that, but it doesn't seem like, oh, come on. I don't need her to go nuts on nobody. And I think I like that energy from her. But yeah, they need to keep this. They need to keep this going. Tracy, Brooklyn and Tracy, them two, interchange out the rest. Hell, if Brad came back for 2 episodes, that's fine. But like, I don't need him to be locked in like that no more. Them two can be locked in. They seem to be great for a staple with the show. Stick them in, stick them in. But yes, let's get to the Slayoffs. Now, the way this is going to work, again, is that one person will be named the lip sync assassin and the winner of this week's episode and get a cash tip. They will get the golden beaver and have to choose between 4 of the people in the losers brackets that did not win their first round lip syncs to then lip sync again. Of course, you stay because there will be 2 people going home with 1 person only getting the beaver. Once again, 4, 1 beaver, 3. Those 3 have to lip sync. Whoever wins, boom, 2 are out. I think you got it. You cool. You bet. You got. All right. Perfect. Those who end up going to the second round that do not advance to the final round will be safe. Because wouldn't it be crazy if you went to the second round and you didn't win and you automatically got put in the bottom with the rest of the girls that lost the first round? That'd be wild. And then there was multiple beavers. Oh, no, that's too much work. Don't be mad. Because when they said what the 4 songs were, I was like, yes, yes, yes. You know how I feel about that one. The robot, Attack on Titan tease. Okay. I said, I said, not that girl that would just be dancing down. The babies be like, that's New Brit. No, it's not. Okay. And I know people live for her. I'm just not. I can't ride. I tried. The one song I do like. I'm not going to be a liar. I'm going to give you one song I did play down because I thought it was a bop. But the choreo in the video make me holler every time. I'd be like, oh my God. She's not stopping. It's that. Oh, come on, Matt. How's that song go? Gotta be holding back. Revolving Door. Boom. That's the song. That's the song. That I actually live for that song. The song's a bop. I had to listen to it one day and I was like, okay, this is actually hidden. The rest of it, it's not for me. And this is one of them songs. All right, but oh my goodness. Hold on. There is a whole song in French. And I thought to myself, this would be perfect for our French-speaking queens on the show. And then the 2 who got it, I wasn't expecting to get it. And then it still went into a great direction. I was like, oh. But it also let me see somebody who didn't really get a choice in where they wanted to go. I was like, yeah, she gone. She gone, baby. She gone, sweetheart. I do not see her turning into this one. I don't see it, baby. I can tell by the way she walks. It's not gonna work. But the first person who got to choose, which I think is either the best choice Or more so, I would want to go in the middle. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to go, let's see, because there's 8 of us, 2 are being eliminated. I would want to be the 4th or 5th person to be chosen. Because if one song is already taken, I can already start strategizing the next song, because you need to have, for me, the way I'm thinking about this, there needs to be 3, your big 3. The first one is your best one. You will eat, swallow, chew, piss, pat, all the rest of that with that song. The second song, you're going to do good. She's going to have, you might have to work, but you're going to pee regardless. And if they choose other girl, at least you ate. That third one, though, not your favorite, not the one you want to do, but you know how to move to that mother. You can make something happen with that one. If the other girl is just bad, you're gonna eat. It's gonna be an easy victory. The last one I don't want to do at all. If I have to do it, but I don't think I'm gonna win that bitch. That's how I'm going to choose this. So I want some people to go first. Maybe they get the song I don't want at all out of the way. Great. That one's off the board. All my best ones are there. So if I'm left, if I'm even last, the 3 that I'm given, I'm going to be able to eat. Don't even matter. That's how I would want it to play. But you already know that everything works out that way depending on how you pick and choose. So Sammy Landry, I think, made the right decision by choosing I'm Alive by Celine Dion. And for it to be a Celine Dion on that stage for this Slayoff, I mean, you got Shut Up and Kiss Me by Fifi Dobson, I'm Alive by Celine Dion, a whole song I have never heard before in French that I had to actually put on my Apple playlist because I was like, wait a minute, this song's puss. I said, I took French in high school, so I know a little bit of the words going on in there, the ets and the twos, but I was like, this song was kind of fire. And then the other one. But Saltina Shaker gets over to Shut Up and Kiss Me. And I thought, I'm not going to lie, Saltina, you shook me this week. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what I was expecting from that lip sync. You gagged me, but this is where the real killer is. Saltina, hear me when I say this. Your best of the night, and I stand by this, as much as someone would argue with me it was the last one. You ate the Pussycat Doll song for breakfast. I will argue with everybody over that Pussycat Doll song. I will argue with you. I will argue with you down. I will fight you over that. I was gagged. I said, And I love Sammy because Sammy is a hoot, but I said Miss. That hair. She was tossing that human unit like it was nobody's business. Bills were paid that day. I said, oh my God. I looked over and said, Sammy, this is fun. But I'm like, Saltina's big. Can't do it, but we'll get there. Yeah, I think the Don't You one was my favorite. I know people are going to argue it was the pink one for me. Nah, to me, it was that Don't You. I said, oh my. Kind of wish that was the last song. I kind of wish it was Ebony versus Saltina to Don't You. Low key. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, Saltina, I will be gushing over that lip sync because I was very entertained. I said, baby, I would throw money. Maya Fox is the 3rd name chosen, and Maya goes directly to Saltina for Shut Up. Hold on. I said, Maya making a big move early. I said, is this your, hold on, Maya, I gotta know, was this the song choice? Like, this is the one that you wanted to do? Because we're going to talk about your movements, because I think Maya's a good lip syncer, but I got like a different genre sense a little bit from some of her like boom cats that were happening. I was like, this would be a better version if we had a poppier song or even R&B pop. Like it just, I was like, something about it for me, but I was like, she's still turning, but I'm like, the genre's not, it's not landing the same. I don't know. Maya's good. I was touring this lip sync because I was like, they're both doing the job. I had a tough time this week. The only one that I had an easy time with was Velma. No shade to Velma, except the last lip sync. Velma did good. Van Gogh chose Feel Good. Said, we're going to parlez-vous français. Aujourd'hui, n'est-ce pas? I said, okay. Van want to go for the French route because they low-key wanted the Fifi Dobson and it was taken. And you're not going to go against Sammy to a spoken word live vocal for Celine Dion. You're just not going to do that. We're not stupid here. However, Ebony, bitch, you ate this part. Well, I am alive. I'm sorry, sister is a key. I hollered. Sister is a key. Well, I am alive, but oh, I thought for sure she was gonna pick that Tate McRae. I said, oh yeah, Ebony want to do a little turnabout, but when she chose Feel Good to go up against Van, ooh, and they just had a conversation about this Van. What the fuck? Wait, what? But in reality, now that I've seen the lip sync, Ebony, that was your song. That was the whole femininity. I think so too, Quan. To be very clear, I think it would have been a burn regardless. Like as much as they would have claimed PM be turning the girls out, I'm like, that baby is smooth. This lady be dancing rigid. But Caramel was next, and she chose Tate McRae because she's like, well, Sammy's the only one left, and I'm not about to do all that, so we can go Miss Tate. I want to dance again for somebody. Come on, Whitney. PM gets to choose second to last, and they're excited because it's like, oh God, don't let me just be put anywhere. Now, when PM got up there, and again, this is PM's drag. I'm not judging it because that's your geesh. Drag is subjective. You do what you fucking want to do with it. It's not my favorite thing to see, and it really doesn't give me the goops. But I also know that there are looks that they have been wearing before, like the sleep paralysis monster one. So it's just a matter of taste with me. So I'm not going to be one of those people to be like, I hate her. I don't. I just don't get everything all the time. I'm like, are you a character in a Netflix series? What's going on here, sweetheart? But go off, little devil. Quan, I mean, I can't get into everything, but I can say that I respect their drag and what they do with their art, if anything, especially as an artist myself. I'm not going to knock nobody else for what they do. It's just not. I don't be like, it'll move me. Not all the time. Can't say that. See what I'm saying? Because some of the looks are like, yes. And then others like, what? You know what? Good for her. I definitely need to eat. I've been running all day, y'all. Like I fell asleep at the latest hour watching Stranger Things, because I had to do the Canada Drag Race reaction, edit that, get it posted. So I started Stranger Things and I couldn't stop watching it because it's the last of the season and blah, blah, blah. And then I wake up late, like, oh, we got to do a review. We don't know these people to come work on the apartment today. Oh, followed by so many errands, me trying to go get my car washed, which never happened because every car wash I went to was fucking, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. So like, yeah. Then getting stuck in traffic on my way here. I literally did this edit in the car on my laptop, got the screen grabs while I was still home, while I was running errands. I was just sitting in the car in the parking lot at Kroger's, just oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had to share my struggles with you. I will give you food in a second. But yes, thanks for tuning in. Louise, that coming out scene was ridiculous, and I felt it was very heavy-handed and pandering, if you will. Like, y'all could have had that at the beginning of the episode in the first 5 fucking minutes. That was crazy work. Crazy work with that. That did not need to be the last 10 minutes of the episode. That was so unnecessary. I'm like, girl, y'all could have like met together in a little powwow. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to throw tomatoes because I was like, I know this Zion. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit your like button, share and subscribe, and become a part of this Rampack family. Matthew, we're doing a show about Canada's Drag Race. We're not talking about people's political beliefs. All right. Check yourself. said, I know that little punk that was handing out them stickers is not over here asking us to find his character. I was like, why isn't he dead yet in the show? I keep on asking that question. He's so powerful. Okay, anywho. I'm like, girl, someone save Holly and throw him in there. I'm tired. Wow. So yeah, PM Caramel. I was like, girl, I think you still would have beat her to the Tate McRae song. I'm not gonna lie. I think Caramel would have still beat PM to the Tate McRae. Respect the technicality and the train work, but there's also a sense of style whenever you are performing said thing. And especially what was given here against someone like Caramel, I'm like, no, I don't think so. That I don't think is going to happen. I think she would have done her job and then did it very well. But she chose to go against Sammy Landry, which this was another moment of me going, aren't y'all in an alliance? Roy, I think so too. And I think it like there's a point of like feeling extreme disappointment with that one to where if it's something like that's their bread and butter and then they lose it, it's like, what do I have? But I don't want to like assume these things because these are people too. Like these are people like outside the show. And this is just me through the lens of what the show is giving me. But like, I think she would have beat Carabelle would have beat her. So she was thinking, I'm going to take the Sammy down. And I'm like, so it's going to be the two goofballs against each other, which I like that. Thank you to Paolo and Sammy for the first episode. Like, I like that. But I'm also like, how is this going to go down? To Celine Dion. And, you know, PM's like, well, honey, you know, I'm not just a dancer. I can do all the other things too. You proved that with Sarah, though. You proved that was not Celine, but with Sarah, you did. Oh, you ate. You ate with Sarah looking crazy. But I was like, oh, she's chewing over here in this corner. I'd throw money. This left Velma Jones. I don't even know why they needed to pull the card. I said, Serene, that wasn't Foxy. I felt bad for Velma, but I'm also like, this is the game. You need to be prepared. And you were going home this week. Honey, I said, oh, we got to go get for a Tate. You're doing a black person to a blackish song. And you closest to Rita Back. I said, oh no, this is gonna be a wash. I said, can we let them go first so we can get that out the way? That did not happen. So Saltina Shaker versus Maya Fox, Sam Landry versus PM, Van Gogh versus Ebony LaBelle, Karen Milk versus Velma Jones. Saltina Shaker and Maya Fox first. So I want to hear your thoughts on the lip sync since we're not doing looks today. If the lip sync gave you everything and then some, it's a 1. If it was okay, you would have hoped for some better things or some other things, 2. And if it was trash, you bagged it, you tagged it, you throw it away. Recycle, please, today. That's a 3. Recycle, please. We need a compost going. A compost. Rudy Stitches, thank you so much for this first super chat of the day. Bless you, baby, and happy holidays to you. Rest in power, Mickey. Yes, rest in power, Mickey. And thank you so much, Rudy. I appreciate the super chat today, and I hope you're doing well. Day after Christmas. Don't go outside, everybody. It's crazy. Trust me, I know. I thought it wasn't going to be crazy. It was crazy. Like, oh, so y'all got money now, and y'all want to go shop. Or return everything, because my God, today I was having a fit on not the freeway, out on my the road I was on. I was like, my God. Okay, let's talk about this lip sync. I want to hear your 1s, your 2s, and your 3s, and then if you want to add who you felt won this one with that 1, 2, kabow. That's what I want to get. So for me, this lip sync, I'm putting in a 1.5, not the greatest of all time, but I feel that both did the work. And that's why I liked it a lot. Okay. On top of that, it's a Fifi Dobson song that gets extra points. Boom. And there it is. It's Fifi Dobson, extra points. They both kept the energy going. Nobody fell off. But one person I think was more clear for this makes more sense for me as far as like, let's go. You know, the thing about Maya's performance is I like what she was doing, but there were times I saw her pause for a second, and then go into another like 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, did anyone else clock that too? Like, and her 8s were great. Her 8/16s were perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Her 24s were cute too. Dance, you know what I'm talking about? Your 8 counts, your 16s, and your 24s. You girls, if you were a J setter back in the day like me, you already know what I'm talking about. Yeah, your 30s, come on. Your hair whip, boom, get it. Like you when you dance, like mind you, she's not a trained dancer, but she knows how to dance and she knows how to put a routine together, right? Former backup dancer here, performed at South. Former did some drag, performed on stage before too. We've also had some time in the clubs where we were in the ball scene as well. As of course, Jay said, and throwing them 8 counts to the girls at Pride on many occasions. Texas sweethearts, what's good with it? I have my time. And I know what I'm talking about when it comes to giving the girls what they got. And also being on the opposite end of haters, because when you chew and bitches can't swallow, honey, they choke. But let's get in there. And I know it sounds like I'm cocky, but I'll throw it on the table for that. That I will. That I will definitely stand on. I've lost knowing I've won, bitch, on many occasions, if that makes sense. So, like, she's good. Maya's a great performer. Down. This wasn't the song I think she should have done because it was some of her movements were just giving popish. Whereas Saltina, I thought, was really on very much the edge of glory in terms of like giving me the Fifi Dobson factor that I wanted while also throwing a couple little drag counts up in there. There was also a little bit of a funnier like tease with this, if you will, you know, like, okay, she's doing a split. I'm going to play off of that and give a little comedy too. It was a mixture of sorts that made sense. And also Saltina is very... she's not stiff, controlled. There we go. Controlled movements like a motherfucker. This bitch hand placements are like, bow. You understand me? Like, mind you, you see how the biceps go or whatever, right? You be seeing how that is. Where she be throwing the arm up and then want to go into a lock. Like, them arms be locking. I'm like, okay, it's a... ooh. I said, mama knows how to stop. The brakes are good on the car, okay? Because some people are wild dancers and they just be swinging all around. Nah, she be break hitting, boom, that. I said, okay. I was kind of here for the little counts that was happening for Saltine, but yeah, to me, this was Saltina's, and Maya did a good job though. Like, was not bored, wasn't taken out of it. It's what it is what it is. So Saltina wins, and Maya Fox is put into the losers bracket up for possible elimination. Up next is Sammy Landry and PM with I'm Alive by Celine Dion. I need a disclaimer. Right now. All right. It was a great solo show. Because I saw one person do their job, and I saw the other one playing backup dancer and possible interpretive dance tease. And it was a little annoying. And it kind of took me out of what I was like going for when I wanted the song. And it was like, and you chose her. Mind you, you could have danced for somebody with caramel. But I watched somebody who gave low-key Matador Boy Scout tease in this outfit of the devil proportions of like whatever. And they were too with it. And it didn't take me where I wanted to go, especially because it's a Celine Dion spoken word first half, live rendition second half of a song. Whereas Sammy said, I'm going to do Celine in my way. And that's why she won. Demolished her. Because I was watching this lady just dance and do like, I look like I'm on a children's TV show, all tea. And it was kind of cornballish that it didn't really give me, this is entertaining. I just more thought, so, okay, girl, like you just playing around on stage and this is like 3 a.m. at the club and someone at the DJ's table played the song because y'all like to hear it before you go home. Versus Sammy, who was out there giving me a goddamn show. All the way up. It was that when Sammy turned around like that, like hit the back and said, young, I said, oh, please. It's over. It's over. Like, take us there. Don't play with me with this. Like, what are we? A Muppet? I like Muppets now, but I wanted it to be. I don't want to go that hard on PM because I think PM's lovely, but it just. I was like, girl, what? Like, what are we doing over here? I thought she was selling Girl Scout cookies for 5 fucking minutes. Sammy over here giving tongue choreography to the when it's the Celine Dion ad libs. In the fact that for the ad libs, Sammy's doing that mouth movement with the yow, the tongue. Girl, what? I was like, stop, this is crazy. The only thing I'm going to give Sammy a little critique on, just as a reviewer and someone, whatever, who the fuck am I, right? Why do you take the skirt off? For what reason? You are already giving Celine Dion, if she had a box wine, like, refrigerator, literally only box wines in that bitch. You hear what I'm saying? And cigarette butts everywhere. Like, if Celine Dion took a different turn for her life, you hear what I'm saying? It was right. It was so good. While meanwhile, this girl over here, dance. I thought, like, for a second, PM was doing a lip sync to, like, Jamiroquai's Dance. The rhythm, babe. Can you feel my heels tonight? Yeah, can heels is that. I thought it was a whole other song. I was like, girl, what is happening? And she was gonna beat her? No. That would have been crazy if they said PM's. I would have been like, now this show. Camera playing too. Okay. Can we give these queens some extra points? Because almost everybody, and I think everybody who did win their lip sync, basically gave that camera time, judges time, and the other group of girls time. Sammy was eating this up half the time when she was like, "You ready for another part of the show? All right, let's go." It was where it needed to be, and it was placed perfectly. But also, it was that high five moment. Give me a 5. Wasn't even planned, if you will, because Sammy's up here. PM is like now almost playing side character or magician's assistant, if you will. Put out that hand. Sammy just going down and just hit it right on. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. Gagged. Gaggery. The whole thing. I was like, this up here. Sammy is chewing. More of this, Sam. I loved it. I thought it was great for Sammy. What is this? What are you? But no, Sammy ate this lip sync alive. It was so entertaining. I just wish that skirt didn't come off because it was like, for what? But this for Selena, for Celine, honey, I was like, what's happening here? It turned into an interpretive dance, but this lady went to the back of the stage, ran back there. Oh. Sammy Laundry is the winner of this lip sync, hands down. Ate it alive. It was a good show. We loved it. It was through and through. I did feel bad for PM, but also this is starting to become like an ongoing thing with them when those expectations aren't met. As a person in therapy who literally has been talking to their therapist about that said situation for the past 3 months, I think that's why I'm talking about it. I don't want to analyze because that's not right to do, but it feels that they're putting so much in it, and then when they don't get it, it's like the tree has been chopped, baby. Like, there is nothing in the forest. Deforestation exists. Like, everything's wrong, and I hate that for them. It's almost like this huge well. Like, either they're at the top of the hill or they're literally underneath the ground. Like, I wish there was a better balance with them sometimes based on how it's being presented in the edit. And I hope that it's not something that's real. Maybe it's just TV. It's all the, emotions of the competition. But I'd really be like, damn, girl, are you good? Are you good? Because, like, you kind of go really high and then back up high again. Like, we got to find a middle ground. I had to do that today with a friend of mine on the phone because I got so frustrated with everything that was happening around me. I was about to start going off about my things to them. And I thought to myself, hold on, Matt. We about to share misery. Ooh, nope. I said, let me call you right back. I parked my car. I took a deep breath, beach. Okay. I said, let's go over everything in my head one more time. It's not that deep. Okay, bet. Called my friend back on the phone. I said, I'm good. Thank you for giving me a minute. Because I was about to just eject all my energy, and that didn't need to happen. Didn't need to happen. Whew, we're getting tools, y'all. Now let's get to Van Gogh and Ebony LaBelle. Feel Good by Charlotte Cardin. All in French. Both Van and Ebony deserve a round of applause for both being able to do a French song. Mind you, we assume things based on where everybody's living in their provinces about where their language is, where the language is and what they do know. And we see that people like, Velma would eat the song alive in terms of being someone who speaks French fluently. Sammy in the same kind of regards. Like, it's like, baby, we can hit this mark. That mouth ain't going to be wrong. I wasn't expecting that from Ebony and Van Gogh. And that's my bad. My bad. But I'll give Van this, because I did like what Van produced on the stage. There were a couple moments where I was like, she keep doing her 1-2s too much with the getting real low whip hair bone down. And it's puss when she do it. It got a little too much for me at one point, but I still like what Van presented. So I gave Van Coots today. I'd have gave her $1 for sure. Ebony peed. The song was for Ebony. The song was for Ebony. This song was Ebony's, honey. This song was Ebony. You understand? This was Ebony's song. So I felt bad for Van. Because Van may have ate somebody else in this motherfucker. But I was like, this is geared toward Ebony. It's geared. Her fluidity needs to be studied at a young age of 24. I'm proud of that little girl. I was like, this thing. Fluid. Motions. Everything's hitting. Observing, a little comedy, back to it. Everything's on beat. I was like, all right. When she hits that little nasty down. Ooh, kitty cat purr. They called it the 2025 caterpillar. I'm calling it the kitty cat purr. That's a cat stretching, honey. That's her getting down there. Ooh, butt up. That's a cat stretch, honey. A little kitty cat purr. Like, and smooth too. Smooth like butter. I'm like, oh, thank you. Ebony also can keep her face in the right direction when she's doing her stunts and moves. I never see that face go into a direction of, what am I about to do? I loved it. I was like, okay. Mr. Tube Sock, you changed your name. That's so funny. That's how I felt about her, especially as a millennial. Ebony performs with her essence just like 90s femme queens. Does. It do remind, for the girls that know the ballroom videos back in the day too, the ones on the VHS, yep, just like that. Very soft, very plus, very, she doesn't have to go too hard. And if she want to hit choreography, it still don't look like she's about to like break a sweat over it. It's very effortless. And I loved watching this go down, because I was like, bitch, she is hitting her marks. She is chewing the fat. It is. Y'all watch my reaction on Patreon. I was over here like, what? Because we ain't seen her lip sync yet. We saw, of course, we got a little glimpse of it from the rap that they did at the beginning. But like, I said, oh my, this mother, all right. I'm gonna talk about her dip too, because that's a soft one. I was like, oh, you did a little soft turn dip. Okay. That was one of the ways I learned how to do a dip when I like first started doing like ballroom and voguing, like especially for the newcomers. That was like how I got used to doing it from the drops up. You know what I'm saying? I got used to doing it from a turn and then land on that bitch right at the right time. It's a softer way of hitting the ground, okay? And it was puss every time she did it. The trade that left Eureka stranded. Okay, so we're doing this in 2 different formats. We're doing this via portrait mode, and we're doing this also in landscape mode. So you're in portrait mode, watching it on your phone like you would a TikTok video like this, where everyone else is watching it in this. Also, in case y'all never knew this, I do have a Pokemon card. Well, it was custom made for me. Thank you. But I have 4 copies outside of this one of said card. And I said one of these days to like one of the Rant Pack members I feel is like a real one, like that actually would like hold on to that forever because it was a very special gift. I'm gonna give him that card one of these days. Okay. My friend was like, we should produce a lot of them. I was like, no. It should be like something special because it was custom and it's everything. But yes, it's a trainer card, by the way. And it's basically a supporter card. It's a supporter card, and it's basically the redraw 7 card. If you got my card, it's a redraw 7. But yes, the dipping was a little soft serve cone, and it was right where I needed to be. And Ebony, you won this, and I was happy. But Van, you should be proud of yourself. I know it was like a tough one because that's your sissy, but like you did good too, Fred. I was like, okay. Ebony, it was, oof. We were locked on her. It was like, oof, this kind of fits her a bit more. But yeah, I thought that was a good lip sync. That got my ones. I like that one. Caramilk and Velma. It's Okay, I'm Okay by Tater Tot McGee. It's not my favorite song in the world, but let's talk about it. Caramilk beat her. I don't know if we have to elaborate any further. Caramilk beat her. Beat her, she did. And I thought I love people were being so kind. Like, oh, she was doing real good. No, she was not. It was a whole lot of stop, think about it. Let me keep this real slow, girl. It was like, this is Tate McRae, sweetheart. Like, and I get it. It's definitely not in her wheelhouse. I feel I felt Velma would have done much better with Feel Good and I'm Alive. Even the Fifi Dobson one would have been better suited for her than this one, than this very, because that lady don't even stop moving herself now. She's a robot. Attack on Titan. There's a little person controlling her in her mouth. The nation's going down. Caramilk it's her song. It's in her wheelhouse. She's performed it before. Like, I felt bad for Velma did try, and I give her coots for that. And it was a good try for what it was worth. Even when she did the little split and it was like, oh, bitch, I'm holding my time. Kiki. I'm like, okay, that's fine. The round off into the jump split. Okay, I wasn't mad at it. It's just your makeup makes it seem like you're squinting. But like, Caramilk beat her. Caramilk, I want to talk about you in another lip sync versus this, because this one, it felt like you just washed the girl. You couldn't help yourself. Like, what are you going to do? I also thought to myself, you didn't even have to do all this low key, but you did. You did. You didn't even have to go into some of these extras, which I was like, good for her. She wants to give us a full show. Thank you, Caramilk. But like, you didn't have to. You are already beating her. And by a lot of points by this point in time of the like routine, if we're going to talk about it. So felt bad for Velma. She did try, and I'll give her that. But the fact that skirt came off at the very last second, I said, oh no. I said, oh, see, now what is there another song coming? I said, bitch, we're at the bar. You know what I'm saying? When the queens do like a mix. I said, oh, is the next song coming? Is the bus still running? I said, oh, they're about to start another one. Here we go. Whew. All right. Caramilk wins. Velma is put into, the bottom 4, which we kind of have our bottom 4 now. But we'll focus on the tops first because they have to go into round 2 and then to the final to find out what the lip sync assassin is. It's Sami Laundry and Saltina Shaker doing Don't Ya by the Pussycat Dolls. I want to talk about Sammy first. Sammy is a hoot and a half, a hoot nanny. And she didn't win this lip sync, but I had a good time watching Sammy just. To me, it felt like Sammy is in a bar and the only person dancing, and it's a bunch of like it's like almost like a biker bar or like a little old style like mildew smellingest bar. Everyone's at the bar counter. They're not on the dance floor. It's just Sammy in like a jukebox, right? And fully dressed in their full attire. Better yet, I have another, a greater, a better analogy for this. Have you seen that Family Guy episode where Roger is at a bar and he's like, I want to make some bad decisions with somebody. And then he ends up like, he's like, he slaps people at the bar, but then one guy catches him. He's like, you're too big to fight. And he hits him and he's like, Stan, come pick me up. I'm at the bar. It gives that for me. And I love Sammy because I enjoyed their version of this song. With that being said, I said American Dad, right? Did I say Family Guy or American Dad? I meant American Dad. Well, you know I meant American Dad if that was the case and not Family Guy. You should know I know my cartoon. Sorry, I'm just rushing with my speed with me talking here. Apologies. But Saltina, yeah, Matt, stay on your point, Matt. Don't get caught up trying to explain yourself. Saltina. 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 Saltine, sister. The jacket came off. It was over. That jacket came off, cleared. Jacket off, devoured. This was my favorite from you tonight. Baby, you was hitting it. Hitting the marks. I was like, holy shit. The choreography was nasty work. Choreography was sharp as a mother. I was like, yo, this lady is cutting the fuck up. Like, you couldn't tell her nothing. I had a good time with Sammy, but wow. I said, Saltina is paid. Do not let her get on the floor. Do not let her get on the floor. The girl be on that floor, be stretching. A little comedy up in there too. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thoroughly entertained. This is my second most watched lip sync from this episode because I was going back. Thank you, Kamorian, for posting those on Twitter. Bitch. This lady is on fire. She ate it up. Saltina won that hands down, but Sammy was a good time too. I was so entranced by Saltina. I was like, oh my god, give her 10s. So good. Them human units you be rocking. I'm telling you, Saltine, them long little 40s and the 30s, yeah. You be swinging the mothers because, bitch, that hair was tossed. Do you understand me? In the best way possible. I was like, oh, don't y'all. I was like, oh. Happy trying to get the 3C moving. I was like, come on now. My favorite lip sync of the night. I was so happy. And yeah, I'm going to be that person. I am happy that, two melanated people were on that stage performing of all the melanated dynasty that is Kelly fucking Rowland, okay? You better believe it wasn't one of the moments where it's like, all right, let's see if the girl knows what she's doing. Nope. Ebony LaBelle and Karen Milk, if you're even watching this from whatever place you're at right now on the road or whatnot, if anybody even gives you this clip, you both deserve your 10s. I had to pause the video and get a cry out because one, this song is a part of my bread and butter when I was moving and shaking out there in the clubs, back in the day. This is a little bit of an older song, especially for us millennials that were in the clubs and shit like that. But these are young babies. And they were eating it. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. I love it so very much. Oh. I don't even hate the Freemasons mix. That's the crazy part about it. That Freemasons mix is not even bad because it adds that that beat, another millennial beat, boom, 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 boom. Okay, a little Knight Rider in there, a little that. Okay, Matt, come on, get back to it. But Work is a song of ours. The panel, it's one of our songs. The panel, because all of us are like 80s and like beginning of the 90s babies. So like, okay, Kelly, you deserve way more than you get in this life. I promise you. You deserve more. Trust and believe. B is exactly where she should be at. All T. But you should be at least, even if not right up there with, because girl, you put out work, but people just play the whole, well, they're in the, you know how people are, gross. But yes, let's talk about it. Ebony LaBelle, Caramel, this is not a 1 for me. This is 10s across the boards. I would want to do this goddamn song. I want to do this song. I was jealous of these two so bad. I was like, damn, they get a good one. Like, we rarely get songs that are like 10, like, oh, every bit of this is going to be perfect for a lip sync. And we got it. Shout out to Candace for getting this one. You got it before America. Work. Because Kelly ain't Canadian now. That's why I was like, this is like, Rue, you better put this on the other season. Some All-Stars. This better be another 1, 2, 1, 3. Have I been watching Slay Cake? No, I have not. I've seen clips, and I did see the clip of the Xana thing where she was telling people about some stuff when I guess she stepped on the stage. I couldn't have been rapping, couldn't have been performing or dancing. I think Silky just finished performing, and Xana wanted to talk to the crowd real quick, but she seemed like she was like inconsistent with her speech. I don't know if something was up with her, like up here or something like that. I don't know what that was about. I did hope for the best. I hope she gets the medical clearance she needs for the next time they want to put her on stage, because it did seem very ill. Very ill. Something's not right. I did hear the whole thing too. I said, girl, not the lyrics not on beat, you not on beat. Doesn't even make sense. That shit don't even rhyme. Like, it was like a haiku on acid. It was bad. But back to this. Back to the good stuff. Back to talent. Back to rhythm. Got me trying to go off topic here. All that. Let's get over here. Ebony and Caramel devoured. Bitch, you had me within the first in the situations. I said, oh. Both of them. Different styles. Both were doing their own thing, and it made perfect sense, and it was right with the money. And Caramel, you ate, you chewed, you swallowed, girl. If it had been anybody else, I think it would have won. Bitch, but Ebony was coming for that ass. Y'all both were eating. I have no other words besides this. I'm not even lying to you, because I just liked everything that they both did. I was like, okay, yep, that's right. Go ahead, work, move, sister. I will say there is one point when Caramel went into a dip that didn't land directly at the time it should have, but she still was on beat going off of it from afterwards. She was like 2 in the air. Ebony had already hit the bottom by the time the first beat dropped. So when Caramel hit it, it was on the second or the third, which it needed to be the first so it could like move into the second and third movement, but it was still fine. I just wanted that one point where I was like, girl, I wish you had just a little soft little to the ground versus a kick up drop. Like versus a dramatic drop, like versus a dramatic dip. I wish she went into a little softer hit for that one, but she gives dramatic tease if we really want to go there. Brooklyn was living. I was living. Bitch, I want to be on the stage to watch this live. Move it, baby, move me work, baby, do it, baby. I was like, yeah. It's one of the babies are cut down. What is this? Do? I said, yeah. Oh, I got my life. One of my favorites of any franchise. You know, this is the part I'm talking about. See how Ebony already on the ground? And Caramel is like still going into her like pow, still about to hit that So Ebony already on her this is about to be after that. It's just one off, but like they both should be living and breathing and proud of themselves. It was a good show. To me, where I was like, yeah, it's Ebony's after that, as baby started shaking. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. Do it, work. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. I said, yep. Done. I was like, yep, we're finished. Because she said, before I get back up and start dancing, I'm gonna give you this little 1-2 on the ground so I can catch my breath, but also throw a little ass, a little shake. And then at the end of it, when they both hit the work. Screaming. I had to tweet about it. I had to stop my whole reaction, tell the audience, I'm gonna have to tweet real quick. Excuse me. because I can't wait another 30 minutes to talk about this. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to wait. Congratulations, ladies. I do not know how, when, what, and why will take this or make this will be better than this lip sync for the rest of the season. This is the mark now for me. This is the bench. This is it. This right here, right there for the rest of the season. That's why this final lip sync, I was like, this is good, but this is the one. That was the one. That was it. And then the girls being eliminated. But no, I'm gonna come back to this one. So yeah, favorite lip sync of the season. They both should have been winners for me, and then had them face Altina at the end. But no, Ebony won, and I agree. At the same time, I think that Carabug should be proud of themselves, and we get to Ebony LaBelle versus Altina Shaker for the final round, and it's a Pink song, "You in Your Hand." Ooh, another banger. I was like, oh my god. This is when Pink got away from her Black heritage farms. And she said she got to start doing what she wanted to do. But listen, I think that Saltina did a very good job on this. There were points where I did feel I got a masculine stomp out of it. And then it took me out of the whole moment, but then she'd get right back into it for me. And I was living. I love the hair and the look itself. I was kind of right with it was right with God in terms of how I was looking at this. I said, okay, yeah. Ebony was just, again, a fluid motion of, I know the words and I know how I'd perform this. If this was me, it still made sense and it was right where it needed to go. I want to give Saltina some love too, because they showed their scars from their accident. And this has been something that they have talked about, and it's something that is, very personal to them, and they hide in their bodies sometimes in reference for this. But I think this was, honestly, I look at the scars and I'm just like, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, people are weird like that. It's like, oh my God, look here. No one's doing that, right? I'm proud of Saltina for doing that in the lip sync, especially with this empowering sort of moment of like the whole point of you in your hand. Like, you're not going to get this. Like, who the fuck you think you are? It's great. It was great. And I'm glad she did that, and shows that she has the power, not anybody else. Nobody can take you down but you. And I thought it was beautiful, and I was proud of her for that moment. And as much as I was proud of her in that moment, I was like, Ebony is my girl. And I kind of was like, I think she got it. I thought Saltina did good, and I thought it was right with what it needed to be, especially in the sort of like punk moments where it needed to go. There were times I was like, Mama's a little bit too sharp right now. I need to get a little loosey-goosey. And Ebony was just a fluid motion of femininity, and it made right. It was right. It was right where it needed to be. Come on, ass. Ebony won and is the lip sync assassin of the season and won this episode in some coin tosses. Congratulations, Ebony. She deserves it. That's paid. And I lived and I breathed. But they now have a decision between 4 of their fellow contestants, which is Velma Jones, Maya Fox, PM, and Van Goth, to put in a position where 3 of them will have to lip sync to stay. And 1 will only stay and 2 will go home. All right. Let me get my disclaimer. Listen, for entertainment purposes only, thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody watching right now. We got over 100 plus to again to listen to my take on Canada's Drag Race season 6. Make sure you watch that on Crave if you're in Canada, or Wow Presents Plus anywhere else. Check your local listings. Appreciate you so much for being here. And if you want to throw me any love, maybe something for the holiday spirit, please PayPal.me / Matty-Rants, Cash App $ Matt924, and Venmo-Rants. Venmo Matty-Rants. Yeah, Matty. Okay, thank you for being here. Ebony, you did this. You are the creator of this chaos. I love you, girl, but you low-key set this up. First of all, congratulations to her again. Second of all, congratulations to everybody that was safe, that did their do's and their ones and twos. But if a girl's in the bottom, Ebony wanted to hear, plead your case. Why should you stay? Now, Maya gave honestly, I thought was a great response and a great answer. Maya is still considered a threat because they have a W on the board. So I may have had to put Maya in a position to have to work to stay. I'm going to be honest with you. because there is a W on the board. See, Van gave me the keys if I'm in this competition with them to remind myself that if we're in a position where we have power to save somebody and thus putting someone who's been doing well in a position where they might go home because they can't do the one thing they need to survive in this kind of show and something that they do for a living. I'm gonna make that bitch sweat. You know how I'd have done this? I'd have saved Velma. I'd have saved Velma and made Van, Maya, and PM go to work. One, the girl who is the dancer and self-proclaimed best lip syncer now has to go up against somebody who actually has a great track record, who also is a great lip syncer too, and this other girl who we've seen do her boom in Her Cats and Her Cows. Again, the song is Sarah McLachlan, so we're going to see how they do to this, but no. She's good at what she does. Make her go again. Get that track record even lower. Hit her while she's down. This bitch been safe and has a W. No, you gotta work. You have been eating, and you have been the one that's been talking the most key cackle of shit of can the girls make big? In you go, sister. Love you, Van. Hate me tomorrow. Love you, Maya. Hate you tomorrow. PM. Good luck. And that's how that would have went down. I know you listen. I know people wanted Velma gone. And in no shade, and in reality of it all, Velma did the worst for me this week. And I would have been okay with Velma going home. I was when she did go home, even though I do like me some Velma Jones. But I'm thinking on strategy level, and I'm thinking about how am I going to hit a dog who has been barking a little too fucking loud for my taste. And I love her, but I got to get her. And that's how you play the game. And this was still good TV, but I also thought, damn, Ebony, because next week, the whole I can help you with your sewing if you keep me here is going to be put to the test for one person. I still thought Maya had the greatest argument out of everybody. And the only reason I think Van's argument stood some time and stood still is because, bitch, we're in an alliance together. How you going to do me like that? No one bringing up what happened with Star is wild to me, but talking about it in confessionals, that's wild, bro. I think it was Masami that brought that up, possibly, maybe, but when it was Maya talking about it in the confessionals, and then also you can bring up other incidences too, where it was like, she said she was going to do something, but then or even play talking about it. You could still put that on the table. And that's why Van, love you, Van, but girl, you play talking about it can still be put on the table. That's how Morgan McMichaels went home for All Stars. If I see someone in a position, I'm getting them out there. And look who had the power. Bendela Christ, in Jesus' name. She said, amen, you are out. You can't. You can't even play like that with people. You can't play like that. I got so excited. Mm-hmm. He has risen. He has risen. Homogenic. Are you referencing that South Park episode? Please tell me you are. Please tell me you're referencing that South Park episode. Oh, that was so. I don't know why that was so funny to me when they started that song started playing and Jesus is walking. He's risen. Oh God. Okay. All right. Put your arms inside the vehicle. Keep them in at all times. Okay. I scared a couple people when that happened. Good. I'm glad I did. when PM's argument was like, I'm just so sorry, and I was like, girl, make her work. Because at this point, I'm not going to do the I didn't get my way and now I'm in the bottom bit, because I feel like if you was at the top, you would definitely be rubbing, if you will. You'd be rubbing. Based on the things I've read and how things go on social media, I'm like, yeah, you'd been in there. You've been in there, cat. But Ebony, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all, to be very honest with you. You said, what if I do put you in the bottom? Are you going to be mad at me? Better to ask now. Better to ask now. Oh, yeah. Well, in Van's being honest, yeah, we'll be pissed because, bitch, we're supposed to be working together and this is supposed to happen and da 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 da. Like, I hear that, but then I'm with, and then it was like the announcement of the alliance, if you will. That kind of gagged me. I was like, why? Oh. Like, we've been working together since the beginning of and I thought to myself, the rest of the group said, and I'm thinking, didn't y'all already know this? I feel like you all already knew this. It's not news. This is why I said Ebony kind of started this whole moment, because it was so funny. Ebony's like, well, I would like to hear from the rest of the group what your thoughts are. I was like, no. I was like, no, nobody fall for that. No, everybody shh. Don't answer. Like, you clearly see Van ready to spit. You clearly can see her ready to swallow and spit. You no. You need to hear nothing from us. Ebony, is your decision, girl. We believe whatever you're gonna do is the best. I would have said that shit so quick. It's whatever you want to do, Miss Thing. It's your decision to make, because I know you're gonna make the right decision, whatever you think is best. Put that on me, because the other girls are gonna wake up, and that's exactly what happened. Caramel, as much as I love you, Van, and this and the other, just hearing what PM was saying, I want to say PM, and Van's like, what? Followed by the next person. Sammy, as much as I love Van and this and the other, but isn't this whole we're trying to get other like stronger people out bit? And in reality, I think that this other person should be saying, what? Saltina, Velma, girl. Y'all, I love Saltina, but sometimes I be hollering. at how Saltina does this like deep personal moment in front of everybody of the, you're my sister, and I really have seen you like go through these things, and I know you have intentions behind it and it's real, so I'm not like knocking Saltina for that. It's just be so funny to me, like everyone's in full Geishan. Girl, let me talk to you. Like, I just want you to know, like, I see you for what your worth is. I understand that you are an individual and you mean so much to like the people and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, Van, just sit there. Because in Van's mind, and I think in my mind too, I'd be like, that girl did the worst today. This has nothing to do with who she is and what she's representing and why we need to have this in the competition. If we're talking about people doing the work and the work being done, she got the shit into the stick and still could not perform, and you still should be able to perform with the shit into the stick. Poop. Why are we doing this coddling of the fish moment situationship? Okay, why are we coddling? Why are we coddling Bob? Why are we coddling? I also thought to myself, what if Velma was Johnny versus Velma for that lip sync, and then did Sarah McLachlan in that style? Would that have changed? Maybe. I also thought about that too throughout this part. I was like, I wonder if she made the decision to do the drag king form of it. And like in that performance style, maybe there's even more of a comfortability with it, that it could have gone and leaned in a different direction. Because to be honest, that's the cool thing about Velma. Velma has multiple facets of like what their drag is. So like there's options to be waived. I thought about that. I just didn't. I was kind of on Van's side on this one, where I was like, oh, you kind of coddling her. You kind of do, and you've done this before, and it's a little annoying when it's like, babe. No shade. As much as I do appreciate Saltina giving Velma some love here because it does kind of seem like the writing is on the wall. And if I was Velma, I would feel a little bit upset too because it's like, damn, like I kind of like get fucked over here. I got a lip sync and it's gonna be two people out. Like the chances are even higher. I receive that. That's the Libra in me speaking, but I'm also, girl, what the fuck is this? What are we doing? Like, why are we having this little cool with what? Like, bitch, no, let's keep it real. I have the best. I should be staying over here. You always do this coddling kind of shit. It's really fucking bullshit. Just went off. And Saltina, baby, listen, Saltina, I know that therapy has worked wonders for your spirit and whatever chakras you align. I don't know how many crystals you got in your house, Miss Thing, but I'm sure if the sun hit, you'd probably land on fire. Like the whole house would go kaboom based on all the crystals you got in there. Or possibly you'd be a very strong beam that shoots out into space and kills a planet with how much you got going on at home. Because the way you calmly but sternly, very much a tone of seriousness, responded back to her the way that you did in this kind of way, while Van's like, don't fuck all that. I don't even understand what you're talking about. Van was pissed. But I'm also like Sammy even bringing up like, girl, haven't you brought up the whole fact of like, we're going to do this and the other. If a girl's in the bottom, we should be taking hits. And then I'm even on Maya's side, but I'm also like, Maya, why didn't you say this? Did you say this? Did they cut it out? Because it gave confessional. Like, we're going to talk about it here where she sent Star home, who was supposed to be in alliance with her. That she said, no, I'm not going to get you out, girl. And it was like, well, you put her in a position where she had to work. So why can't we put you in that position? Where you were like, oops, sorry, bitch. But then you even admitted that Star was competition, possibly. So why not put her in that place? Like, that's where I was like, girl, love you down. Love you down. If Ebony made the decision to put you in the bottom, it's almost like return to sender. It's almost like, well, you low-key did that to your sis. High-key, if Ebony did it to you, it almost would be like karma for Star. Almost. And it is a part of the game plan of you even having a say in like, hey, if we're ever in the bottom, if someone who's high, you put them in there, girl, make her work, because she either gonna stay or she gonna go home, and now we got a better run for the crowd. Okay, right, but it's you who is the front runner, and now you are in this position, so you. Oh, that's why I was like, oh my goodness, I still love Van, but I was like, baby, they got you. The editing team got you. Everybody else got you. I'm afraid you are not on that side today. But I get the frustration. You also want to, I mean, be real, bitch. Even if I'm being a hypocrite right now and I'm in Van's place, I'm still going to be like, fuck all that. You should keep me. I'm your friend. I'm going to be helping you with a sewing challenge going forward. I ain't never fucked you over in any other regards. If you want to play that game, play that game. I'm going to be mind gamey with it. Knowing I just said for people to do all that, just so we're clear, I can't be mad at Van for that. That'd be bullshit. I'd be a liar if I'm like, man, it's on some bullshit. No, bitch, I do the same thing. Been talking all that. Girl, don't do me. It's very much like Cartman. South Park reference. It's like how Cartman was treating ginger kids in the Ginger Kids episode. And he was basically like being so nasty towards them. Then Kyle, Stan, and Kenny went and changed his skin color, gave him red hair and freckles. And then Cartman then ended up being the minority of people that he was just being nasty towards. But then Cartman was like, nah, fuck all that. I'm not going to be a minority over in this bitch. Ginger people are a proud race of people. And then ends up turning that into the thing he just did against those people and started to go out and try to take out everybody who was non-ginger. Hello, this also applies to so many other things and levels. But when he found out that he actually wasn't ginger and it was a whole trick, he had to convince all the ginger kids not to take out the other kids, because now he can't use it as a weapon in a form of his hate against it, because then he would be against these. I'm not calling Van Gogh Cartman, but it's in that same regards of like, girl, you're the one who said all that. So now it's against you, and now we're going to have to bark. Like, be real. The room was full of tension, but I was entertained by all of it personally. And we have flaws as people, so it's nice to see people break character every now and then. Right? Ebony picks Van. Do you think Ebony made the right decision? I love to hear it in the live chat. And of course, your words are up here. The only person who I thought was dressed for the song was Van. Maybe Velma. I saw these looks. I said, what is the song going to be? What is the song going to be? I'm looking at Maya's outfit. I said, what? Iggy Iggs, you know what it is. Like, what is happening over here? We don't even need to discuss what PM got going on over here, child. It's a very, very interesting 3:30 a.m. Adult Swim cartoon. And then, of course, Velma looks like she's about to be with Bob Ross, making a painting of somebody's feelings and pictures through landscape. And Van looks appropriate. I think Ebony realized it was too early to play Van like this. I think it is also a smart decision because I'll be real with you. I don't think Van would have gone home on this lip sync. And versus having Van come back wanting to get you, Van has a mission on Saltina for taking up for Velma and for Saltina defending themselves. Let that girl poke the fire over there, and we're not going to make an enemy just yet. I'll get her later. Better yet, looking at this on Ebony's side of things, I've already beaten her in a lip sync. I can do it in the finale. For Van's side, Ebony, keep me. I will help you. I'm going to get another shot again if we go to the finale at beating you in a lip sync. Maybe the song will be bigger, better for me. But for Ebony, keeping Van was very smart. I've already gotten her once. I can get her again. I've tested that water, and now I know what it feels like. It's the right temperature. Oop. I thought Ebony made the best decision. Maya and Velma's storylines were pretty much done. PM can be quirky for maybe one more episode or two. Well, the inconsistency of the energy sometimes is a little jarring because it's like you want me to think that you're damn near Mr. Bean, and then 5 minutes later you're over here like giving like revenge story. How dare she? I'm angry, but I'm smiling. Cereal, like it's a little that sometimes for me where I'm like, girl, I don't know where to go with you. I'm in it and then I'm not. Like, I don't know. Ebony saving Van was smart. And see, Isis, here's the thing, but Van is still going to kick her butt at challenges. Is that true? Because this one she didn't. And then the other one, she didn't. Just saying, if it's a sewing challenge, probably. But are they going to have sewing challenges for the rest of the season? Maybe one more episode, which we know we know next week, right? Yes, but that is a design challenge. You're making it that there are challenges that Van is going to beat her. I didn't look up no spoilers, so I'm not speaking on that kind of level. I'm speaking on a level of what I've seen on this competition show, and they're both 2 wins in. So I'm not going to put Van on a pedestal over Ebony by any means. Ebony clearly can do well in comedy, and now we see in performing. Van doing well in creativity challenges is really where it's at. And we also saw how they did good for the first episode, which was basically scored from entrance look to the rap to the runway. One more episode. She got one episode in her to where she can help Ebony, but Ebony, I think, will be fine for the rest of it. I don't think they're going to make the girls create clothes for the next 3 weeks and then we have a winner. A makeover challenge. Ebony can paint. We have seen this. Also, they come with clothes already created for the people who they're going to be with. If we all know this now. They come with clothes already ready to go unless something happens to where they get a mix up and whoever. And I always feel like somebody changed something to where they then had to make something that then fit or whatever, because they always seem to come in the clothes that are ready to go. But I think we're underestimating our LaBelle. That's all. But I receive your point and I take it. But I as much as I also am Team Van, I'm not sleeping on LaBelle. I think that Ebony is going to clear. Yeah, I don't think so. But I like that you think that, and we will be on opposite sides of that table. But I like both of them. So I hope that can conclude that. And now we have the bottom three with Maya, PM, and Velma. All that we know for the challenges that are left, because I'm not asking for spoilers, and I'm most certainly asking you and everybody else not to bring them into my chat. I brought it up in the disclaimer, and I'm just being a little stern about that because it feels like people are borderline trying to do that right now. And to my moderators, please, if anybody does post any kind of anything like that of the sorts, unfortunately, they do have to be blocked from the live chat. All we know is that what is next is the design challenge, and that is next week. So that's the only thing we have to go off of. But we know better because we have watched the show before. There's not going to be 3 design challenges going into the finale. There'll probably be another performance-based one coming up real soon and everything else like that. But I'll tell you one thing about it. One girl has a bottom track record on the board. The other one doesn't. Maybe it'll change next week. Maybe it won't. Now, Sweet Surrender, and I'm sorry, y'all. I want to engage a lot, but I also do have to get ready for the Mistress Maya and George's event tonight. So I can't just be going fully off topic in the topic of the off topic, not to do with the episode, but to do with semantics of said episode, but totally get where you're coming from. But I also want to respect your opinions as well. But it's Sweet Surrender by Sarah McLachlan. And I know this song because I had a television growing up, and this song was on damn near every mixtape of like good vibes and calming music and sweet serenity sounds and like all this kind of stuff. Like, honestly, that's how I know this song. I know Arms of an Angel because, well, animals need to be loved, and by 10 cents a day, you can save a life, right? I know that much from Sarah. Also been used in other videos too for very sad content. But this one I know from we have 25 songs on a CD when we want you to pay $9.99, not including shipping and handling. So, or very Gilmore Girls music, very, very that. Very that. I love Maya. I was so confused by this outfit. Did you know what the song was going to be? I swear to God, I thought you were about to do an Iggy Azalea rap. Iggy Iggs, you know what it is. I thought for a second we was about to go into her wham, 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 wham type of way. PM making a very smart decision to stand in one position for the majority of the song and just emote and give literally almost how they were feeling here. Very smart to do. This, I don't, whatever is going on over here. No sense made, whatever. That's their shit. Pop off, sister. I didn't want to look at you, but I also was like, I'm enjoying what they're doing, but whatever's happening here, I'm taken out of the fantasy. Velma, I wasn't mad at Velma's performance. I also felt like if this wasn't on this stage in this context and I saw Velma performing, I'd assume we were at like some sort of rented warehouse and Velma was sitting in the middle of a fucking circle and like someone started playing music and then they're describing the art that they're presenting through the interpretive dance with this outfit and this bob. The swallows! Like it was giving very like, the birds call me. And simply, so like something about that, I was like taking a little bit there, but I also was like, I said we got Iggy Azalea's Jessica Simpson era. We've got something in the middle, standing still and dancing every now and then. And then we have art. Very that was happening. PM won this, and I can't deny it. Although I'm like, oh my God, are you going to be in the bottom again next week? Is there going to be a W? Girl, is it possible that this bitch may lip sync her way all the way to the finals? Is that going to happen? Is that going to happen? Is Is that going to happen? I hope not. I don't see it. I'm not that deep in the fantasy, even though I live and I like and I kind of breathe for certain things. I'm just not that deep in the fantasy. I'm not there. Madeline, I'm not gonna lie to you, I low-key wanted Maya to stay. Kind of did. Kind of wanted Maya to stay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie there. I gotta be honest. As much as I thought PM won that lip sync, I was like, I needed to see more from you. Even I'm not like some people like I was ready for Velma to go home. I kind of was like also with the fence. I wanted her to straight. I didn't want this. Now that okay, the lip syncing's done, I'll go ahead and say it. I kind of wish this wasn't a double elimination now. I like these people. I didn't need this to be a double elimination. Are you trying to end the season soon? What's happening? Like, I kind of hate that this is now, like, as much as I was living, like, oh my God, 2 people, the stakes are high. After I see who's in the bottom and 2 are going, no. I was like, no. No. I needed one person to go home. No. Because then we're going to be screwed either way. Fuck. Yeah. PM won. PM, you did good. Whatever this is, but I was like, PM did that. Go ahead. Maya, be proud, bitch. You won Snatch Game, sister. Be proud. And you did good. Honestly, I no shade. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, we're gonna see Maya in this show. And she did her job, but I kind of wanted to see it go further. And I felt like it was a little too soon to send her home, just being real. I thought there was more to Maya. I thought there was. I did. I thought there was more. Yeah, I needed more, and I'm a little bit perturbed, not gonna lie. So, Candace Drag Race, All-Star Seasons, and all that. Call her. Call her back. She can get messy. Yeah. She was not afraid to get messy and call people out too and do all that. She was playing a game as well. She wasn't foolish. She was on the fence more than anything because it was like, I don't want to get on everybody's bad sides or go through the alliances like that. But also, there were times when she wanted to make a move. Bring Maya back. Bring her back. Velma? I felt the time was coming soon, but I low-key didn't want it to be today. I didn't feel winner, but I thought it's interesting when, like, I felt Velma's story was interesting when it didn't turn into like a whole, okay, here's how everybody da sort of thing. Because it's like, okay. But something about her intrigues me, as well as the Johnny aspect, to where I almost wish we saw some more Johnny. And so something about it, I was like, I get it. But I could have seen one more day, and then maybe my mind would have changed kind of bit with her versus the other one who was saved. I was like, if they went home, I'd have been fine. But no, it was kind of tough for these two for me. I was like, damn, I don't know. The double exit I was here for initially, and then when it was who it was, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I this anymore. And they do need to do a Canada All-Stars and stop playing with this versus the world. As cute as that is, you could have 3 series going on and get y'all's money, get your ratings, get your money. Okay, they could have 3. Hell, I don't know. But Maya Fox and Velma Jones sashayed away. Congratulations to you two. You did the do. Velma, no W's on the board, but there were some runways that 8. Okay, we had a good time. And Maya, again, you had a W for one of the hardest challenges in Drag Race history. You are more than welcome to come back to the show. We can see that you can perform. You were more than welcome. Hurry, call her now. Yeah. Baby, next week, Van got to make do on their promises to Ebony about the sewing help, but Van talking about this is overwhelming and low key. I don't have the time. Friendships will be tested. Brooklyn will be dusted. Tracy Melchor is there to give her critiques and resume. Listen, I can't. I like this season of Canada's Drag Race. I am on the board with saying this is my favorite season so far. And I do like season 5. Season 5 was that girl. Season 4 was cute. Yes, I liked all the other seasons too. But like, this is a good season. The people who are looking wrong are wrong, but it's good. Like, you hear what I'm saying? Like, it's like something about it. Like, they're not afraid of this fandom, even though this fandom wants to do everything they can to make people like lose it, and they'd be like, oh my god, y'all, we can't do that, don't be a bully, and then they end up like, I'm justified in that because I made my person who I love on TV who does not know me at all get upset. I mean, whatever, y'all crazy. Catherine Bratagam, is that right? I wanted to say it so bad because I was like, Bratagam, Catherine Bratagam. I hope I got that right because it's kind of right. Oh, look at the kitty. Ow. I'm a cat dad. I'm always gonna. If you've got an animal, okay. I paused the TV so quick before Brooke said the name of the winner and shouted, "Brooke, please tell me you know who understood the assignment." And she did. 90s music is minimalistic and emotionally depressed. Just was PM1. She did. Excuse me, they did. I am not denying that, Catherine. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you for that. Never denied it. But I had feelings, if that makes any sense. Never denied it. Definitely won that lip sync for sure. Because the other two, I was like, oh, they doing two different. I don't know what this is. It's giving Mary J. Blige no drama over here for Maya, and the other one is doing wham, bam, boom, cat, scow, skibby, dee, doo, wah, ha, ha. It was a little that, but yeah, I don't know how much longer I can take. Watching a PBS broadcast program, lip sync, more so dance for the crowd. But PM did do that, and I did enjoy. I was like, thank you for sitting in the middle and not moving. I was so happy. I was like, yup, you being still is actually quite powerful. Take that in. Canada's Drag Race does twist the right way that matter. Pick a more diverse cast. So US. Ooh, UK, take notes. We've had a lot of diversified casts with the US, and then people will call it, well, they're just going to make someone who's not white win. And then if someone not black wins, they get excited because they're like, ooh, that's like, well, okay. I don't want to bring up somebody's win from a few seasons ago, but... And then you got the folks that all say, bring more diversity to the UK, and I would love for that to happen. But whenever I see two queens of color on the cast, I know she's going home third, and the other girl's just going to be top 4. Even though we know Taste won that lip sync in season 2. And who was closest to her was Bimini, but I'll be quiet. Still happy with who won now. Still happy with who won. Don't get it twisted. But if we're going to talk about like lip syncing for the wins, that is won. And Baby was a close. So Loki should have been top 2. Should have been Baby versus. So I'll be quiet. All right. Don't make me bring up Black Pepper now. Like, oh my goodness. They have my girl going through it. And then we sat with the chin of blonde. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me stop. Oh yes. Nikki, let's remind ourselves the first couple seasons of Drag Race, how everybody who was Latino, can you say something? Okay, we can't understand you. Every episode, every season, always to Snatch Game, always to the comedy challenge. We couldn't hear you. You need to enunciate your words a little bit more. Hi, English is our second language. Hi, we can understand them perfectly fine. Hi, we're trying to. I think I'm talking about ethnicity, Shay, but adding on to that, when you are adding, well, I think we are not talking about just ethnicity, and you're more so talking about a gender spectrum of things in terms of who being on the show. I also agree with that as well. That would be really cool. My only problem with that, Shay, and I hope everyone else hears me with this and you don't take my words and misconstrue them because I know people like to do that. I know a whole fucking thread about it, is that are we going to do that and then go, because that person is now something we've never seen before, immediate win, no matter what they do? Or are we really going to base it off of the talent and how the whole show goes down? And if it makes sense, because a lot of times when we ask for that and then we get it, it's turned into, now that we've got it and we've got exactly what we want, everybody else who was already on the show, we've already seen before because they remind us of this person. She's brand new. Fuck all of them. Attack them. Make it about something that it's not. Make it about something that it's not. Like a lot of people who had things to say about Sigourney on Dragula now being called misogynist because they were talking about Sigourney, where I will say a lot of people were being very misogynistic towards Sigourney. But if I had an opinion about them that wasn't favorable, that's the immediate attack. That's what I'm talking about. So I hear your point, and I also speak on a level of, I was speaking on ethnicity, but that is also something to add into that equation too, with gender spectrum and those who also participate in drag. But I asked that question, how are we going to do that then? And when we do it, will we be fair as people? That's my issue. I want that to happen, but it's not even about production. Well, it could be about production. I want them to do it. It's the fandom I'm worrying about that's going to always take it to the next fucking level. And they never, they always do. They always make it so much more than it's supposed to be. And then for production, are they going to be like, well, because we did this now, we got to make sure that they're in for this many, no matter what happens, and gear this for that. And you know what? I'm not in production, and I'm never going to claim to be. I always just think that sometimes I'm close to the mark of what they want to do or how they feel like storytelling works, right? And so for me, we can be honest with each other. We have seen seasons where it was very geared towards a specific type of queen, not a queen themselves, but a specific type of queen, whether comedy, Broadway, theater, dancer, pageant, all of the above. Like you can throw it in there. We've seen seasons where it feels like the challenges are geared in that direction, but how are you going to perform? How are you going to handle it? Even if it's not in your wheelhouse, because they love a good, we didn't expect that from somebody. They love that. And so that's my take on that personally. I'd love to see more drag kings on the show. I don't think it's wrong to do. Dragula did it. Landon didn't win because they're a drag king. Landon won because they were the clear winner. They did the best and they put in the fucking work. That's just what I want to see with the show when it comes to diversity. Like, yeah, we can do all that, but how are we going to act? Because, people that don't know how to handle nice things get those things taken away. And sometimes production companies and places don't want to deal with the drama of the audience if it becomes too much and it becomes this issue of like accusatory things, and then girls want to file lawsuits because a fan done boosted their head up for stuff. I hate that I'm going this level, but like this has happened with television. Hell, I even just watched a whole thing on Law and Order about how they got sued so many times from like them basically taking a story that someone had in real life and then just throwing it in there and not really bringing it up and sort of painting it in a direction it wasn't supposed to be painted in. And while you can say, Matt, that's like scripted television, it's worse for reality TV because we're watching it go down, and people could make arguments from the edit you weren't being fair. And I don't want that to be the case. To me, it feels like, and I'm going to talk about it, it feels like US Drag Race is on its last couple of seasons. But a show like Canada's Drag Race, and how I see it going right now, I think it has a good few more. I'd even say I give her another 10. She don't got to be 20 seasons like what's going on right now with feels like a Drag Race, but like we're on just 6 right now. By all means, Canada's Drag Race deserves to get to the doubles. And I think with this whole way they're doing Brooklyn and Tracy, oh my God, don't mess that up. It's great to see those two work together. I like the guest judges that are on. The rotation is actually making sense. It doesn't feel forced. And I feel the commentary isn't like, I just got here and I just want to say something. No, it feels like these people have been doing this, like Hollywood J, Carson Kressley, Serene Fox. Hell, Isis has even been in the competition. They know the show. So it doesn't feel like we have a guest here who has no idea what's going on. They know what's going on. They're aware of the semantics and how this is all going to play out and what needs to be said and done. And the girls need to hear this. Thank you. So I got to be real. Canada, this is, favorite season. Please keep this up. My expectations are now high. They were always. I mean, last season was fun. But this one, I said, you know what? I think this is it. This is the stride. This is the stride. Let's keep it going. So shout out to my Canadian babies out there. Love you down. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of reheated meals, haven't we, Shay? I have to be honest about that. And even a conversation I had with said people who were on said show, and I will never say who also feel the same way, where it's like they're talking about if it's not broke, don't fix it. But it's like, okay, we can't eat the same meal every day. You're gonna get bored. And then if you want to do a gimmick, you got to make one that's actually sustainable, the one that's going to last a minute. They've been doing this beaver for a second. It still works because the cast has learned how to use the beaver over time. They were kind in that season with it, save my friends, not fuck anybody over. The next season, they started having to be a little bit more strategic. I'm going to save my people. However, if I want to get a girl, I'm going to get her. This season, they said, let's play. And while they've been doing the friendship bit, they've also been making great arguments as to why they should be saved. And then when the people make the decisions, they're making them off of more of a multifaceted level than just one thing. Competition-wise, is she really a threat? I don't see her that way. But then also, how's that going to make me look? Take me there. And Canada's doing it right now. So I'm giving the cast a lot of credit this season. First out to the ones now, they all deserve some credit. They're really doing the job. And I think that a lot of the girls going on to these drag race shows, fuck it, reality TV in general, do not go in the comment section. Do not listen to what people have to say. We do want to see you authentically, whether it is bad or good. There is always room for forgiveness. And there's also room for discernment. And there's also room for judgment. And there's also room for love and hate. Like, there just needs to be, I want to see you at your worst, and I want to see you at your best, and I want to see you get from point A to point B too. It makes people human. We're all human. Well, I don't, if there's any aliens watching this, shout out to you. But like, we're all human. So like, can I see the emotion, please? I have bad days. I don't want to be judged off that one day. So yeah, let me see you have a moment of, oh, I'm on some bullshit. And then the next day, get your shit together, sister. If you remain in your shit, okay, we're going to talk about you, baby. You'll get there. Hell, Raja had a whole bad edit for season 11, comes back for All Stars, new favorite, wins Canada's Drag Race versus the world. And also shout out to Raja here. You know I love, that's my baby. But like, for real, like, give us layers. Let us walk with you. Let us walk with you. Sometimes the walk is kind of rugged. The road's a little too jagged. There's too many rocks over here. So I'm stubbing my toe. But I gotta walk with you because I need to see who you are, bitch, not what you think I want to see. Sure tea. Give me the real show. Because I may hate you tomorrow, but I'll love you the next day. Sorry, I may hate you today, but I may love you tomorrow. I may be pissed at you tonight, but then the next day, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. Shout out to JMCL. Thank you so much for the tippy poo. I'm so sorry. This was on Cash App about 37 minutes ago. Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate the tippy poo. And to Lucas, thank you for Merry Christmas from Canadian. Aw, thank you. Lucas. Thank you for Merry Christmas to Canadian Rant Pack member. Glad hold on, come on. My phone's on low battery. We're all enjoying the season of Drag Race. It's good. And y'all should be proud. And I honestly would throw this in everyone's faces. If I was in Canada, speaking of which, I am going to try to make it to Toronto for 2026. I have a birthday wish for my birthday next year. I want to go to Canada for my birthday and spend at least 3 days in Toronto. That is one of my new goals. For my Canadians out there, love to see you if I'm out in these streets, because I will be at the drag boss. But like, I have made a decision for my birthday, because I haven't taken, y'all know, sometimes my birthday I just be sitting at home. I said for this year coming up, I will go somewhere, whether it's by myself or whatnot. I'm going to go. And I made a decision to go to Toronto. Like, I really want to go. Like, I've been told to go to Canada. Canada and the UK right now are on my like priority list of places. So I will be going for my birthday, because I was told September is the best time to go. So I was like, perfect, I'll go for my birthday. So yes, it'd be cool if I met some of y'all out there, because I definitely am going to go try to see the Toronto girlies perform. Shay, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you, me baby. Thank you. And yeah, y'all can talk shit. This is last season, and this season I would put it in the sandwich of talking shit with elements of surprise and wonder from the first 4 seasons as well. Y'all got it. You got it. Had to get rid of people. What is it? 3 names and then 2. I guess more femininity on the judges panel is what's really getting Canada's Drag Race where it needs to be at. No more men, only femininity. Brazil is on my list, and Homogenic, we were going to go for our summer trip, but it's too expensive for all of us right now with the current economy and everybody like with their jobs. But Brazil is on our like go-to priority list of things. We're also waiting for me to get another job before we talk about this. Thanks to my friend group for understanding. Like, let's get our budget up a little bit and start saving before we go to Brazil. Because if we go to Brazil, we're going for a week. We're not going to go for like a weekend. No, baby. I need to be there for let me experience Brazil, honey. But yeah, okay. I gotta wrap this up, everybody. I gotta get dressed and ready. I'm doing a gift exchange with my besties friends today, as well as our game night. And then also we are going to go see Mistress Isabel Brooks, Maya Iman LePage, and George's tonight and support our drag queens from Drag Race, but of course our local drag out in Houston. So if you're out and about and you just so happen to have got tickets and I see you out there, show some love. Make sure you tip the dolls too. But also if you see me and you want to say hi, do not be afraid. I'm good for hugs. No worries. So yes. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Make sure you tune in to my Patreon reactions as well as for as low as $1. That link is available in the About section. And also, if you want to check out my other links, there's a link tree link for you. If you want to throw any love in the tippy jar, paypal.me/Matty-Rants, cash out $9.224. And the Matty-Rants, shout out to Emrika, the moderator hosting with the most. And thank you so much, my baby, and to my other moderators that stepped in as well. You know, I love y'all down. And my rant pack, all of you, means so much to me. We are almost done with this hellacious year. We are almost done with this hellacious year. Hell of a year we are. And I just feel in my spirit 2026 is going to be that girl. We have to have hope. We gotta have faith. I'm about to do the whole song, but yes. Thank you for doing it again, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I got everybody's tips. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for being here and the engagement. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you like this video, whether you're on the portrait mode or the landscape mode. And yes, we're going to have a nice, nasty schedule for 2026 because you know season 18 starts, honey, and we're also going to be covering some other shows too. So get ready. Here I come. Traders gang, Traders gang. Traders in season 18 is around the corner. Okay, I will see you then. I will see you I think I will see you Tuesday. I'll probably see you Tuesday. I'll see you Tuesday. I'll see you Tuesday on YouTube. If you're on my Patreon, I'll see you Sunday. Maybe sooner than that, because me and Julie were talking about some DVD live again. So yeah. Okay, cool beans. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. God bless it. Shut up, Matthew. No. Okay, no, I'm gonna stop. But thank you. Love you down. Kizzy poo. I'll see you later.
Listen.
Yeah.